Do you desire or aspire? Who remembers the story of Aladdin? A street orphan embarks on an adventure and finds a magic genie who is able to grant him 3 wishes. The ideological battle of higher and lower self plays out as Aladdin ultimately has to answer the question of what is most important when everything is on the table. Think about it. If you had a genie grant you 3 wishes, the first thing you would have to do is decide what is most important. You have to decide what is most important so you would then know what to ask for. If you believe this would be a great situation to be in and that you would nail the right wishes, take a quick look at what happens to most lottery winners within just a few years of granting for themselves their own wishes. Canfield and Hansen wrote a book called The Aladdin Factor. It teaches how to ask for and get what you truly want. Note the end of that statement, what you truly want. One of the fundamental concepts conveyed is that in life, the size of our answers is determined by the size of our questions. Big questions lead to big answers. And as previously shared, the size of the life we live is determined by the size of the problems we solve for, which starts with the size of the questions we ask. Here's a big question. How do I take my life to the highest possible level? The good news is that while this is a really big question, it is simple and has a simple answer. Thousands of years ago, the wisest man who ever lived wrote, "For as one thinketh in their heart, so are they." James Allen wrote a book based on this called As a Man Thinketh. In his book, this magnificent statement of awareness is brought forth. Here it is. You will become as small as your controlling desire, as great as your dominant aspiration. Let's get clear on this. You will become as small as one thing, controlling desire, and you will become as great as something else, which is your dominant aspiration. I firmly believe we all have great and beautiful dreams that we set out to accomplish. What causes so many to fall off the path, to become not what they dream of, but something else? It is the first part, controlling desire. So, what does become as small as your controlling desire mean? Controlling desires are a conflict between immediate desires and self-controlled goals. A desire is an emotion that motivates a person to act towards a specific person, object, or activity. Remember, a desire can be healthy or unhealthy. Now, self-control is the ability to resist the urge to act on unhealthy and or out of control desires. Controlling desire then becomes the battle between acting on the desire and controlling yourself so you're able to move forward into your higher and greater future. Uncontrolled desires grow unchecked and then take control of you. Instead of you being in control of you, your desires are in control of you. Here's an example. Jed desires to eat food. That's fine. The not so good thing is Jed desires to eat unhealthy food and must exercise self-control to maintain a healthy body. Now, there's 3 main factors that affect our ability to control desire. First, the strength of the desire. This is how much pleasure, healthy or unhealthy, acting on the desire would bring. Second, how strong is the person's level of self-control? And third, the life experiences a person has. Let's go back to our food example. Part 1, the strength of Jed's desire, which is the pleasure level to eat unhealthy food in this example. That is a 5 out of 10. Part 2, Jed's self-control level to maintain a healthy body. That is an 8 out of 10. So far, the healthy body has an advantage of 8 to 5. Now, let's add in part 3, which is life experiences. And we'll go with 2 different ones to see how they affect this. Jed is in a business that is cyclical and sensitive to factors that are outside his control. Those factors are creating a massive headwind. Jed's thoughts start to turn negative. He allows this downward loop thought to continue, and it becomes frustrated, and he plays victim to his environment. Jed's victim mindset creates apathetic energy, which erodes his self-control from an 8 to a 1. Now, the desire of 5 to eat unhealthy food is way above the 1 level of self-control, and Jed actually starts eating his unhealthy thoughts and emotions. He's not eating because he's hungry, he's eating his unhealthy thoughts and emotions. This life experience was responded to poorly, and desire, unchecked, took over. Now, the second life experience occurs. At the encouragement of loved ones, Jed goes to the doctor for a checkup. He's diagnosed pre-diabetic and told he will be on insulin for the rest of his life if he keeps going as is. Boom! Jed's life preservation instinct kicks in. His self-control ratchets up from a 1 to a 10. The soda, candy, processed, and fast foods are out. Workouts, protein, fruit, and vegetables are in. Jed's health and vitality return. He is crushing at his work. His wife is checking him out with a smile, and his kids are excited to see him when he gets home. What caused the different outcomes? Same person, and both were hard situations to be faced with. The difference is in the first hard situation. What Jed thought about and focused on led him away from control and toward unchecked desire. In the second hard situation, what Jed thought about and focused on led him to increase control of his desires and toward his noble and dominant aspiration. Beautiful dreams, grand visions of the future, and aspirations of greatness are in each of us. They are in you. How do I know? Because you were knit together in your mother's womb as a unique creation, fearfully and wonderfully made. The ability to move towards your dreams and aspirations lies in your ability to control your desires. This frees you. This aligns your heart with your mind and your gut to think big, have big goals, ask big questions, and thus find big answers. So let's ask the big question again. How do you take your life to the highest level possible? As one thinketh, so they are. It starts with your thoughts. So think big and think good. I promise there is goodness, beauty, and opportunity to create the future you dream of, and it is surrounding you right now. Remember, fortune favors the bold, and I appreciate you joining me in the journey to take our lives to the highest level possible. Crush it. We're stronger together.